Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hot Shots TV. I'm your host, Scott Briard, and you're here for another episode of This Is Darts. Now, finally, second episode of Where in the World is John Park? And we have him here today on the phone. John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Scott.
Fantastic. Now, I guess I've caught you at home, have I?
Yeah, I'm leaving this evening to go to Germany.
Oh, fantastic. Is there, and again, I don't have the PDC schedule in front of me. Is there a weekend event that you're offering?
Yeah, one of these double PDPA event weekends. PDPA shoots 5 and 6 that are labeled.
That's right.
The tour now.
Well, now, did you just come home from the UK on the weekend? Is that right?
Yep.
Well,
I was over for about 8-9 days.
So no lack of air miles, I guess you're collecting these days.
Well, I toned it down a little bit. The Premier League was worse, so it's okay.
Now, were you back and forth last year all through the Premier League?
I was sort of like over for 2 at a time and short trips home.
Right.
It was fairly manageable, but it's 3 months. You know, people think it's one event, right? But it lasts a quarter of a year, and it can be pretty tiring.
Yeah, no doubt. But I think it's unbelievably exciting to everybody watching this to hear. I mean, whether it's hobbyists or league players or tournament players that are watching it with us right now. I mean, it's an extremely exciting thing that you get to do, and again, pay the bills by being a professional dart player is, I'm sure, an aspiration to many. As tiring and traveling occurs, it's definitely something I think exciting for everyone to know about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember when I was just starting to play, and I'd see the tournaments on television and all that. It was pretty exciting to actually see dart players, the real pros in person, and that. The first time I did was at the World Cup in Toronto, 1989. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. The likes of, Steve Davies, that was his first trip into Canada, I believe. He was playing for the Hong Kong team that weekend.
Right.
And I believe it was actually Jockey Wilson's last trip into Canada. I think his mother passed away that weekend. I remember kicking around there. I was just a little rugrat, I guess, back then. But I think Jockey Wilson was over and had to get back quickly or something. I think his mother may have passed away that weekend. But it was a thrilling weekend, I think, for all of us in Canada.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, we did very well with our team. You know, we won the 4-person team for the men, so it was just fantastic.
Well, here's some trivia. Do you remember the 4 that played?
Well, let's see now. Albert Anstey.
Yeah.
Bob Seneve.
Right.
Tony Holyoke, I would guess.
Was the 3rd, yep.
And Rick Pizarro.
Yeah, you've got it down to a science there, I guess. I guess you were as thrilled as that weekend as I was to see all these guys. And again, the excitement of Bristow, Lowe, Anderson, I think, were here as well.
Yeah, well, it was certainly something to behold. Like, for someone like me, I was extremely new. I only was a spectator and just went out to watch. My league captain at the time, Arthur Lum, he had some tickets, so, maybe it's destiny, a lot of things are destiny.
Yeah, no, very true. It's unbelievable to say that it was 20 years ago, but I guess a lot's
20 now.
Yeah, I guess it is just over 20 years. So it's amazing, I mean, where you've come in and really taken your game in 20 years. And what's happened to the entire dart industry. I mean, if you look at prize money back 20 years ago, World Championships may have won them, what, £10,000 or such?
Well, yeah. When I first started trying to travel and play BDO tournaments, there wasn't much prize money for how much travel expense I had.
Right.
And even these days, there's a lot of money out there to be won. If you're winning, you're doing well, it's great, it's fantastic. But,
right.
There's a lot of outlay. It's a high-stakes game. A lot of money in, but there can be a lot more money out.
True. Would you relate it to the PGA? I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, there's big money if you're at the top of your game, but I'm sure there's a lot of guys that make the trip every week to events, and like you're saying...
Well, they're so much longer established. I think they're probably a little better off, but I don't really know any golfers firsthand doing these tours. So, I know in the earlier days, a guy like Arnold Palmer is traveling around in his trailer, living in his trailer, going to tournament to tournament. He was one of the very best, so...
Yeah.
everything evolves from somewhere.
True.
Darts is better now than it's ever been. But still, you got to respect the guys out there trying to get to the top, and there are a lot of them, because it's a business, and it takes a lot of money in. And like I say, the rewards are there if you get your performances.
Right.
There's no guarantees just because you're a pro dart player that you're going to get rewarded for it. It's skill, luck, practice, whatever. It's a tough game.
Right. Well, on behalf of, I think, all of Canada, I think we have to congratulate you. 3 World Championships, and you've definitely made all the Canadian darters out there proud. Those that certainly enjoy it. And again, I've almost 11 years of retail. Everyone mentions your name when they come in, that they've seen you on TV tournaments. So you've done a fantastic job with it all. Quickly, a question. Last time we did this little segment, you had just come back from China, I believe, and PDC.TV didn't really cover, the website didn't really cover too much about China. What was the event in China?
Well, it was a pretty big event for them, because they really hadn't had much of anything except for they had a PDC kind of event there like 6 years ago, like 8 guys. I was involved with it.
Right.
And it wasn't many of the players, because isn't much of a game there, but I think it's growing a lot, and there was a few hundred players, and I can liken it to the Golden Harvest. It's 2 days of round-robin play.
Right.
And there was people from all over Asia. And it was very well run, and the final was done at the banquet on a huge stage with television cameras and big screens, and just a fantastic banquet there. It was quite a spectacle. So they really put something together. It wasn't ranked by anyone that I know of, but
no, I don't. Yeah,
certainly worth attending. It was good prize money.
Good.
And, I'm hoping to do it again. I just haven't heard word about this year.
Now, who did you have in the final?
Who did I have in the final?
Yeah.
Just as you asked, it slipped my mind. But I'll tell you, he's the guy from the Philippines who was surprisingly, to everyone else but me, did quite well at the PDC World Championship.
Right.
Won his first qualifier, and I think he played quite well. Never missed an outshot.
Now, you had a few other North American players that were there with you in Shanghai, I think. Was Chris White, was he there with you in China? Gary Mawson?
Chris White was there. Gary Mawson, Dave Fathom.
Right. Now, are these all Canadians that are living in the U.S. now, these 3?
I guess they are.
Yeah. Now, have they gone, do you think, that route because there's more prize money in the U.S. or easier access, I guess, to tournaments?
Well, I can't speak for them. I think maybe Gary did, but I think more Chris and Dave is probably more other factors in their life. But I think they all enjoy playing down there. There probably is more happening.
Right. Did you ever consider the U.S.?
Would I?
Yeah. Did you ever consider moving down there?